Welcome back to Bears and Bulls. I'm your host, Riva Galveztan, and we have Mr. Kirk Damasco. He's the co-owner of Getblued. As you can see, in the beginning of the show, we had, now we have these shirts that are designed by Kirk and his partners. So we were just talking about actually how Kirk is able to penetrate the university market, and he's tapping that very lucrative market right now, especially Ateneans. No offense to the LaSalle people and other universities. So anyway, Kirk, I wanted to ask you, there are different designs per shirt, and earlier we were talking about distribution, operations. How about in terms of supply? I mean, how many designs actually do you have right now?
We have more
Total
than 20, I think.
More than 20.
Since we started. But not every design we print right now. We don't print every design, meaning we observe what designs are actually moving, what designs are not that accepted and not that received that much.
So how do you determine, I mean, I'm sure you know what moves and not, but like in the beginning, how many do you produce first? I mean, as we were talking earlier, you know the kind of market you're targeting, and you know how many people are, potentially your buyers. So how do you, do we produce 10, 20, 30 first? I mean, I'm sure there's a cost to producing a small quantity and a large quantity.
When we started, the initial problem actually that we had was the breakdown of sizes.
Yeah, I think I was about to ask.
And then
how do you know?
We kind of knew based on trend, based on historical data. And right now, when we order, it's more or less 100 to 200 shirts. We managed to talk to our supplier, to our printer, so that the costs would not be as high. Anyway, we can assure the printer
that you'll reorder.
And it's important always to have a good relationship with your business partners, being suppliers are your business partners, because they can always give you favors that are,
and they can ditch you also.
If
the time comes, when the time comes that they don't want to supply to you anymore, you'll be in trouble.
Sometimes they screw up, but then it's part of it. It's
you give allowance for that. So now you're able to pretty much project how many. So what was your solution to the sizes that the size problem you were having?
Historical,
really the data.
And then you kind of serve your buyers.
How about if someone comes to you and says, I'm triple XL and I want to buy 50 pieces?
Before our sizes were only up to XL, but then there were alumni coming, so they were in 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, and then.
But you do it upon order?
Yeah, we just have one or two per batch, and then we were surprised just last week. Someone ordered a 6XL.
Wow.
So our inventory assortment might be more complicated because of that.
I'm surprised.
6XL.
Yeah, it's usually triple X or quadruple. Now it's 6. So you actually get to cater to those people. I mean, that's a very, extreme kind of market, like triple XL or quadruple
And before
XL.
we didn't have kid sizes. But then alumni bring their kids.
And the grade school
students, and now we have kids.
Wow.
So we are just sensitive, and then we are just responding to what the market is telling us.
That's good. At least I think for business people, it's really how you respond to these trends, because sometimes the opportunities are knocking at your door and you're like, is it really for me, and is it really something you should
And sometimes
listen
it's
to?
a big risk then. You're not sure if that would click. Maybe it's just one customer. How sure are we that he's representing a considerable or significant number
I think
of people?
A lot of entrepreneurs also fall into that trap of assuming that I think this will work. That's why actually I'm really very thankful that there's some people who actually teach that you have to go through a market research type of thing. I mean, it doesn't have to be that in-depth, but at least be able to decide. Like, as you were saying, even if you design on your own, you can actually still respond to what people are, telling you or asking for.
But sometimes it's just pure risk. For instance, Ateneo and UE battled for the championship.
Yeah.
Last year, we had the problem with our stocks because it arrived late.
Yeah.
So this year, after game 1, we already produced shirts. Championship shirts.
Actually, that's always my biggest question. Like for basketball, I mean, sometimes, of course, when it's like game 2 or 3, you don't know who's gonna win, right? Of course, you want your school to win, but I'm sure a lot of shirt makers or people like you would project the demand. Okay, we're gonna win. We have to have this amount of T-shirts. But what if if it doesn't happen?
Yeah, so it was a all or nothing scenario for us because
So you had to gamble on that.
by game 2 we had the shirts ready, and then we lost game 2, and then we were so nervous for game 3. So we had a backup plan. I mean, either burn the shirts or
give it away to
victims of the typhoon or whatever.
Actually, I think that's what they usually do, give it away or something. I mean, it's better, I don't know, for you, if you can tell me that it's better to have the shirts already than, win the championship or have a big event and not have it at all. Like,
it's a risk, and I'm just glad it paid off for us this year.
But talk about risks. In this business, so that's one kind of risk you mentioned, but how about other kinds of challenges that you had to go through, or you regularly have to deal with in this
let's start when we started. We were small. We had a hard time haggling with suppliers. We also had a hard time with our resources, meaning we wanted to produce many shirts, but our resources or our financial capital would only afford us this much or this many. And then there was always that dilemma of being a fresh grad entering entrep or going to corporate.
Yeah,
and
I know the feeling.
If you decide to go entrep, people would sort of question you. Why did you leave corporate?
Tell me about
it. If you go to corporate, and people from your school or people from your batch would tell you, why did you go to corporate? You were trained to become a businessman. So
yeah, exactly.
It's always that dilemma. So
you have to be able to discern on your own. But how about when you started the business? What were the challenges that's when you were about to start it, but like while running it, as you said, the risk, and maybe, I don't know if the seasonality is something, or the sustainability also.
During the start, it was unpredictable, meaning we didn't know how the 1 year period would work, what happens. But you get the hang of it, you get to see the trends, the patterns. And one challenge pala when we started, because we started as when we were students, diba?
Yeah.
So we had to cut class just to be in the business.
So it's actually the time factor that,
amidst all, in the face of all the things that you're doing.
Yeah, meet with suppliers, meet with other people who will help you in the business. So, it's pretty much, based on what you said, it's not, I don't see it as very, very tough yet. Unless you've had any experience so far that maybe for you is the toughest you've ever experienced in?
Well, in terms of day-to-day, we kind of ironed it out already. But the challenge, I think, is taking it to another level.
And speaking of taking it to another level, what are your plans for expansion? Right now, I think you also sell lanyards,
hoodies, pins, just to complete that merchandise, the apparel.
Actually, if you go, universities in the US and around the world, they have like a whole store of everything, stuffed toys, even lingerie, and all sorts of things that they can put their logo. But do you plan to go into that? Really focus on university market alone, or?
Well, big as the market of Ateneo may be, it's still just Ateneo. So we want to expand to a more secular market, meaning outside, with generic designs or parang designs that would cater to almost everyone.
Although you can't really target everyone, of course. But
we can't. We want to go to other universities, but in as much as we would want to, we won't be as effective naman because we didn't come from there. So imagine us making LaSalle shirts, diba?
Yeah.
So
unless they don't know that it's you. You just design and it comes out.
But we believe kasi that the quality of the designs will be affected. Meaning, what sets Getblued apart from others is the quality of the designs.
Yeah, I was about to ask about competitors.
Quality of the designs, and it's such an edge for us to be able to have come from Ateneo, to have graduated from Ateneo.
To actually come up with these designs we have right now. So how about, in terms of competition, you were talking just about that earlier. What are your, major moves against your competitors? How many competitors do you have right now?
Well, there's so many competitors right now, especially that Ateneo won the championship. Ateneo did well in the season.
As I've said, shirt business is very easy to penetrate.
It's just it's like mushroom sprouting anywhere.
I can draw one now and have it printed, right?
But what sets us apart is actually the quality of our designs and the brand that we have. I believe that we have established
You've built it already.
A brand already. and we have a following already.
Let's